The massive United Health hack is Obamacare's fault, and that's no lie. It's facts, facts, facts. I mean, that whole United Healthcare thing, man. It, a whole bunch of healthcare information got exposed. Everything Obama said about Obamacare turned out, guess what, to not be true. And we gonna talk a little bit about that. Well, y'all know I've been saying Obamacare was written by insurance company for insurance companies, and of course I was correct on that. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Breitbart News from, who's the writer here? I always like to give credit to the writer. I'm not seeing. It says sponsored by Americans for Limited Government. Okay, so they wrote this. Remember that moment 15 years ago when then President Barack Obama promised that his plan for socialized medicine would not extend to illegal aliens. And Rep. Joe Wilson yelled out, "You lie." I remember that. Remember how Democrats and their media enablers all denounced Wilson both for his lack of decorum and for lying himself. Wilson was wrong at the time, not about calling out Obama for lying about Democrats' plan to steal taxpayer money to give to their future voters. He was wrong to not say "you lie" at every line that that came out of Obama's mouth. Facts. And I remember when he made that statement, if you like your insurance, you can keep it, and all these other things that he was saying that was just lies. And we all knew it at the time, and yet we had Republicans actually help pass Obamacare as well. So that's the reason why it passed. But I digress. Even NPR gave Obama the Lie of the Year award in 2013 over Obamacare, and NPR only employs Democrats. The ridiculously named Affordable Care Act, again, whenever they name something like this, it's always the exact opposite of what the name implies. Like the Patriot Act, it's definitely unpatriotic. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do these things. But it turns 15 years old next March. It is the crowning example of the Democrats saying that they just want to help people, but passing power grabs that only help themselves. Of course, we see it time and time again. Obama even found a way to twist the pejorative Obamacare into a catchphrase, "Yes, Obama cares." Much like pre Team America Iraq, the ACA was promised to make hospitals across America happy places with rainbow skies and rivers made of chocolate where children dance and laugh and play with gumdrop smiles. However, we've gotten instead of what we got instead is incompetence, massive profits for vertically integrated insurance companies. Again, insurance companies wrote this, and even AI backed healthcare rationing. So AI chooses who gets approved for surgery and who doesn't. I mean, they just got rid of the human element, the human heart. It's just crazy. With the incompetence that guided Obamacare was on display recently when cyber hackers outsmarted United Health Group in late February. The division of United Health Group that transmits claims, Change Healthcare, was the subject of a ransomware attack, delaying payments for prescriptions, doctors, and everything else. The company performs 15 billion transactions per year. So the consequence of United Healthcare ignoring adequate cybersecurity is proving disastrous. Now, the cyber attack is such a big deal that the Senate Finance Committee next week is holding a hearing on the subject where they will, one hopes, hold the feet of United Health CEO Andrew Whitty to the fire. The House Energy and Commerce Committee will hold a similar hearing on May 1st. The most obvious question to ask is, how can you not afford decent cybersecurity? United Healthcare has been racking in record profits thanks to Obamacare. Last year, its net profits were $22.4 billion, and it's in the running to become the first healthcare conglomerate with $1 trillion market cap. The insurance companies are running things. So it seems like the company could afford some white hats. It increased premiums 13% last year, so the money has to go somewhere, right? Certainly not in the pockets of CEO Whitty, who just made a modest $25 million last year. It appears you can get away with quite a bit when you're a government-backed monopoly. One of the reasons United Health pulls in its record profits is because it rations care. The company used AI to systematically deny benefits to people through an intermediary called Navi Health. Insurance monopolies like United Health are increasingly trying to control every step of patient care, and technology is making that easy for them. And I fight insurance companies a lot trying to help people get the help they need. And the insurance companies, I'm telling you, they have absolutely no heart. It save money at all costs, even at the expense of the client, even at the expense of the client's personal records, which we're seeing now. It's despicable. So if you're one of the 52% of Americans worried about the future of AI, don't worry. The bad stuff is already here. It could get worse though. From 2019 to 2022, AARP spent more than $60 million to push a recent a rent-seeking provision in the Inflation Reduction Act legislation, so dishonestly named, and y'all know how again they do it all the time with the names, that it makes the Affordable Care Act almost sound honest. This provision allows Medicare to engage in so-called negotiations with pharmaceutical manufacturers over prices. The problem is that making companies an offer they can't refuse by imposing a 95% tax on them if they don't agree isn't a negotiation at all. And AARP's Victory Lap article left it unsaid how these negotiations requirements would benefit private insurers who subsidize AARP. Moreover, the IRA expands subsidies under ACA to private insurance providers, which will help pad those billion-dollar profits even more. Free market policy advocacy group American Commitment President Phil Kerpen wrote under the IRA insurers like United Healthway are in line for a financial windfall with supersized subsidies of Obamacare policies and government price controls dictating pricing of many medicines. So Obamacare, that's supposed to help people, is actually harming people because it's giving insurance companies so much power. Again, because the insurance companies are the ones that wrote this policy. Who could have thought that? Who could have thought that Obamacare was actually hurting the patients? Obamacare is 21st century snake oil. It seems like when Obama said, if you like your plan, you can keep it. This won't cover illegal aliens. This won't add a dime to the deficit or even Obamacare's. What he meant was, we will make your healthcare a badly run, vertically integrated monopoly that will withhold care, enrich executives, and expose you to hackers. Both Obama and Wilson are still in D.C., so maybe it's time for a rematch. This time, Wilson can just say, I told you so. I love it. It's a shame what this policy has done to normal Americans that's already struggling. But again, we warned y'all about this. We warned y'all that this was going to happen. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.